Hello there guys, this is Dom here. I recently took part in the Ludum Dare. Yep, I just learned how to pronounce that, shut up. I know I used to pronounce it as Ludum Dare, but apparently it's pronounced as Ludum Dare because it's Latin. I decided to make another game in 48 hours. This time the theme was 10 seconds, and I decided to try to go for a more unique and original take on the theme. So most people decided to go for like a WarioWare type game where every 10 seconds you play a different mini game. But I decided I wanted to do something just a bit different than what everyone else was doing. But unfortunately, this made me think up a much more ambitious project, and I didn't end up having enough time in the end, so I didn't even get even like half the features I wanted to implement. In the last 2 hours, though, I did manage to scrap together all of my random code and all of my stuff to put together a working game with an actual goal, and I'm quite happy about that. This is the time lapse you're watching right now of the development. I I recorded about 12 hours of development, and I've compressed this down into a few minutes. But in total, I should have had about double the amount of footage, but because I'm a git and I decided to record in fraps, I ran out of hard drive space halfway through, and I was too strapped for time to try to fix the issues, so this time lapse only shows the first half of the development. Overall, I'm not really too pleased with my end result because of the lack in time. I'm quite glad that I managed to release a game that's actually finished and has a goal. But thinking back, I think I spent way too much time worrying about how nice the code was, how reusable I made all the code. Like, I set up so much foundation code to make a very expansive game with a lot of variety. Like, I can put in as many characters, as many buildings, as many weapons, all that kind of stuff without much difficulty at all. As long as I had the art, I could just, like, seriously, it would be a few lines of code to add an extra weapon, a few lines of code to add an extra type of character. Like, not even any lines of code, just like a text file to lay out a building to add in more variety of buildings. And so I have all that code for it, but because I spent so much time coding and making it, so like making all these beautiful tools, I didn't actually make any assets to use to, so I just didn't end up using my tools. I only used them once, which means I should have just hard coded them from the first place instead of making them so reusable and so dynamic. So because I was so strapped for time, I didn't manage to make all the assets I wanted to use. I didn't have much art at all. I just threw together really quickly what I could think of. I had no sound at all, no animations. I actually even had all of the systems into written into the code for to handle animations, handle sounds. But because I just didn't have time to draw the animations or to make the sounds, I couldn't actually put them in. So that's a lot of time wasted working on those systems without actually being able to use them. But so in this game, you play as the character named Tom. He has multiple personality disorder. He himself is actually quite a nice and friendly guy. He hates violence, but unfortunately, he has a second personality in his head that is a complete psychopath and really enjoys killing. Originally, I planned for you to play as Tom, and you're trying to kind of keep this psychopath away from weapons and away from other people so you can stop him from killing. But as I realized I was running out of time, I realized I wouldn't even have enough code to do the AI properly to make it at all fun. So instead I changed it so that you are the psychopath that's taking over control of Tom's body. So whenever he gets control, he'll drop any weapons you have and he'll run away all scared. But while you're in control, you have to try to find a weapon, kill as many civilians as possible, and that's how you get more score. But there's police roaming around, and if they notice you killing people, they'll start chasing after you and try to beat you down. So what you do is you move around with WSAD or arrow keys, and you pick up items or open doors with K, attack with J, and you can drop weapons with L. Now, this would have been a lot more useful if I managed to put in more variety of weapons in the game. And also, all that kind of variety stuff I really wanted to put in, but I just didn't have time. And right now in the game, there are two weapons. There's the knife you can find, which does 50 damage, or the police baton, which you can get if you kill one of them. So if you get one of the guards, you can steal his weapon, but they're not as good. They only do half the amount of damage the knife does. I mean, the general strategy is to try to find a weapon on the floor and kill someone as quick as possible if there's no guards around. The problem with having guards around is that if one of them finds you, you can handle him no problem. But if there are any other guards around in that area and they're within vision, that guard will alert them of you, and all the guards in that area will start chasing after you. So, like, really you want to, once you alert someone that you're the killer, you have to take them out as quick as possible before they go around spreading the word about you. So yeah, that was the main goal of the game. It didn't come out quite as I wanted it to, but I'm happy with it. So yeah, if you want to play the game, you can go ahead and click the link in the description. I'll link you to the page on my site where you can download it. And yeah, also on my site, on the first day especially, I was doing a lot of development posts, kind of like blog posts explaining what I did for that day, what I'm trying to do to improve my development, that kind of stuff. I go in a bit more detail about my plans for the game, and I kind of talk it through as I'm doing it. On the second day though, I didn't quite have time to make another post because, well, I made a post, but I didn't have enough time to do as much posting because I realized how little time I had. I was just rushing through to the end. But yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can check out my website, which I'll post in the description. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.